After we spent some time at Longshore, my brother and I actually worked on the golf course, whipping the greens with a long bamboo pole. And I would get there at 5:30 in the morning, and this is when I was in high school. And I will make a confession: a lot of times I never went home from a date because I'd have to be at the. This is not good for you, young fella. Because I had to be there at 5 o'clock or 5:30 with this long bamboo pole,
A dew sweeper, yep.
whipping the greens, getting the dew off, and I had to get there, 5 or 5:30 before the golfers would show up, and there was no point in going home getting an hour or 2 hours sleep, So I would show up and do a great job whipping the greens. There was also a guy who's responsible. A lot of this stuff I'm just remembering for the first time. There was also a very mean guy who was responsible for the maintenance of the golf course. Myself and my buddies were really a bunch of wise guys, and he didn't like us at all. And I think we made $1.25 an hour or something. But he wanted. I remember one time he wanted me to uncover a valve on the golf course, the sprinklers. And he said, "I'll be back in an hour. I want you to dig a hole to expose this, whatever it was." And I did what I thought was a very good job, and he came back, he said, "No, that's not good enough." And he threw all the dirt I dug out back in on it. And he said to me that the walls of the hole were not square. It was almost like a Marine Corps thing, and for me to redig it so that the hole was symmetrical, that so he could get access to the valve. These were all learning experiences, for us tough guys. But lots of good memories of Longshore. Very, very much an experience in my, I guess, teenage years. It was absolutely nothing like it is today. If I remember correctly, there were probably 6 tennis courts. There was the main court where where Bobby Riggs played, in front of this little pro shack. The pool was there. There were cabanas. I haven't been there in a while. There were cabanas, along the water. It was a very small beach, that really nobody used that much because it was so small, and the rocks pretty much came all the way up to it. The snack bar was just a patio, a slab of cement with some chairs on it. I remember the clubhouse at Longshore. Everybody had a senior prom there back in the old days. That was the place to have dances. I don't know if other people talked about that, but there were all these red and white dances at Christmas time, where the girls would ask the guys, and that was always a social event. They were always, the only place to have them was at Longshore. It really wasn't that fancy, I don't think, compared to today's standards. They were clay courts. The swimming pool was adequate. The beach was adequate. And it was like this little enclave of transplanted New Yorkers, I think, which is what the club was made of. They're mostly Jewish. And Westport was not really a very open town back then in the mid 50s, and I'm Jewish, so else I wouldn't have been a member there. And I don't know if this is important or not important, but it is what it is. And a lot of the members were from New York, and and then when the summer was over, they'd move back to New York, and they'd have the summer houses here, and they belonged to Longshore. So it was a completely whole different setup than now. And my brother and I and my parents spent a lot of time there. As far as the facilities, my memory is that there were clay courts, very nice. The locker room was right there. We had lockers. You walk out of the lockers and there's a tennis court, and the snack bar was right there. In high school, a few of us would meet there and have a hamburger or something. It was like the old days.